Well, my friends, today we've got for the review all new product from Bolt Motors company. It's all-wheel drive ATV motorbike. Today we are going to make thorough tests of this thing on the coast of the beautiful Baltic Sea. Let's go! Hi there, as usually it's me, just a voiceover, and you're watching Review Machines. And this is all new Bolt Motors 2x2. Today, as I said, we're on the coast of Baltic Sea, where we can find various interesting conditions from sand to swamp for testing our vehicle. First of all, I want to thank Bolt Motors company for inviting us to review their new product among the first. I should say it's really worth of it, and here it is why. As a matter of fact, we are really interested in such machines because they are unique in some way by their ultimate off-roading capabilities. By the way, if you've been watching our channel for quite a long time, you may remember our old videos about almost all possible models of 2x2 bikes, including Rokon of course. But actually, such kind of machines are not highly popular for some reason. That is why we are very glad to have for review a new vehicle of this construction. Moreover, according to manufacturer statement, they tried to create the best 2x2 ATV bike not only in Russia, but throughout the world. Well, let's try to find out if they managed to do that, and we start with the specs. Few words about the exterior. As we can see, it's totally utilitarian and practical. It looks like a two-wheeled tractor. But I should say it's not bad. I think many of us will like such an approach, and to my mind it looks quite dope. The bike can be equipped with several variants of engine. You can choose either American Briggs & Stratton Vanguard or Chinese Zhongchen, as we have here. It's 225cc 6 horsepower engine. The exhaust system is seriously modified to reduce the noise and take the exhaust away from a driver's seat. There is CVT in the transmission with a plastic cover. The disc brake is equipped on the central axle under the seat. And the most interesting, how they made all-wheel drive system. Let's look at it. So there is a central axle equipped with two chains, to front and rear drive. The rear chain with a tensioner goes to the rear axle, and then the drive goes to big 48x rear sprocket. The front drive goes from a central axle to the turning gear from a car. There is also a chain with a tensioner. Then the drive goes through the intermediate sprocket to the front one. We need here an intermediate sprocket because there is a suspension system. We'll look at it a bit later. Besides, there is an interesting feature. The turning gear axle is equipped with an overrunning clutch. We had better see how it works on practice. As we've already seen, the bike is equipped with a front suspension with a single shock. Though its travel is not very impressive, but anyway, it's good that we have it here. And there is a hard tail at the rear, but there are big low-pressure wheels instead of rear suspension. These wheels are made specially for this model. They have two layers, so they are lighter and softer than standard ATV wheels. Then we see here wide foldable footsteps for a driver, and also foldable ones for a passenger. There are front and rear durable trunks. They are also used as power bumpers. At the handlebar we can see only throttle and brake. Everything is simple. And now it's high time for practice, and today we have a skilled rider who will help us to test this vehicle. Meet the head of Bolt Motors company, Dmitry Sivkov. And we begin our test right on this sandy shore. Let's go! Well, my friends, if you try to ride a two-wheeled vehicle on a loose sand, you should know how hard it is. No matter if it's just a bicycle or motorbike, a front wheel gets stuck in a sand all the way. But here we can demonstrate one of the most significant advantages of 2x2 drive. As we can see, our bike goes on a loose sand without any difficulties. It's simple to handle and maneuver here. By the way, before they started serial production of this model, the manufacturer had thoroughly tested this bike in various conditions to achieve the best gear ratio in the transmission. As a result, 6 HP engine provides enough torque for moving even in sand. Do you remember the overrunning clutch in a front drive? Here it is why we need it. In fact, on a dry flat road, where both wheels rotate with the same speed, we have only rear drive in action. But as soon as rear wheel starts to lose traction and rotate faster than a front one, the overrunning clutch immediately triggers and puts in action a front drive. It works so smoothly that we can see all-wheel drive working instantly here on loose sand, where there is not enough traction. But when we go on asphalt, for example, we will have only rear drive there, so it's easier for handling the bike, and besides, this feature saves fuel. Here we found quite a steep sandy ascent. Let's try to get over it. Well, we failed trying to climb it from the spot, but it's a piece of cake for the bike to climb on it with a little speed. Meantime, we went far away from the sea and found ourselves in a forest. By the way, here we have probably the ideal conditions the bike is cut out for. In a forest, any 2x2 bike may be one of the most capable ATVs. It would be a hard task to compete with 4x4 ATV on a field, for example. But in the forest, 2x2 bike will be more effective due to its compact size and maneuverability. Actually, we have here all-wheel drive with low-pressure aggressive tires and only one track. That is why we can go right between the trees. That would be impossible for any 4x4 vehicle. And now it's very interesting for me to try this bike myself. Well, first of all, I can say that it's quite simple to handle the bike. I think mostly it's due to the overrunning clutch. As a result, I can handle it as a regular rear drive bike. The engine is quite small, but it feels quite capable for the most cases. We will check the maximum speed a bit later. On a flat road, it's quite smooth due to the rear suspension and low-pressure wheels. But on rough terrain it feels hard, and you had better stand on a bike to save your bike. A throttle handle is comfortable, but I didn't like the fuel tank design. I would rather change it to avoid harsh angles, cause they sometimes graze against legs. Well, and speaking about my first impressions, it's simple, durable bike, quite easy for riding. I give the bike back to Dmitry, and now we are going to check its maximum speed. There is quite a flat road here, so I think we will be able to achieve the maximum result. According to the official specs, the maximum speed is 45 km per hour, and as we can see, we have the same result. To my mind, it's fast enough for such kind of a machine. As I've already said, one of the advantages of the vehicle is the possibility to cut its way right among the trees. In these conditions, we don't need speed, but a good torque, and the gear ratio provides enough of torque regardless of a small engine. But also I should mention that the turning radius is quite large, due to the turning limits of the front drive system. So be careful and plan your way, trying to avoid harsh maneuvers. In fact, riding this bike, we can bypass almost any obstacle on our way. Now we are facing a forest swamp, and certainly we can bypass it without any problem. But let's suppose we don't have any other way. Let's try to cross it. All-wheel drive definitely is a key feature in such conditions, and we are going forward, slow and sure. Certainly we have to control the bike with our legs all the time, and there is no any comfort for driver, but I think it's always better to ride without comfort than walk. And now we see the bike getting stuck, cause the front wheel rested against the tree. But thanks to the light weight of the bike, we are able to escape from this trap, just pulling out the bike with our own hands. By the way, the weight of the bike is just 125 kilos. Well, to sum up our review, I would like to say that we've got quite a capable robust machine that will allow you to move in the severest conditions. It would be good both for work and recreational purposes. We can use it in private households, farms, and for overlanding, hunting and fishing. The bike may be quite practical transport, cause there are various trailers available for it. If you are interested enough, we can make other videos to show you the bike with the trailers. Please post your comments, guys, what you think of the bike. Maybe you have other 2x2 motorcycles. It would be great to hear your experience. Thanks for having ride with us. Please consider subscribing the channel if you like this video. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.